Everybody, and welcome to the channel, and welcome to the Tyre Shredders Racing, supported by Soren Grace and Hoppers Motorsport. Now we're here for the very last round of the WTCC Championships, the World Touring Car Championships. Quite difficult to say that, isn't it, this time in the morning? So yeah, as I said, it's the last race. I've only covered a few of these, and well, I've got to say the racing has been absolutely fantastic. Between everybody, well, apart from Matacake, who just goes off on his own, and nobody ever sees him again, but that's just showing his class, isn't it? And yeah, well done to him. Well, we're down in Kent at Brands Hatch. Just before we get into all of that, I'm just going to run down the league table as it stands going into the three races we've got for you today. So in fifth, we're just going to do the top five. So if you do want to see all of the points, if you check out the Discord page, that'll have the whole listings on there. But the top five is in fifth is Jay Davis on 174 points. Carlsberg is fourth on 260 points. Chris is third in the league table on 332 points. Racing Sim 6 is in second, just ahead of Chris actually on 345, so he's only 13 points ahead. So it's there for Chris to have a go at, and well, way out in the distance at the top of the table is Matty Cake on 496. So I'm pretty confident in saying that Matty Cake has got this one pretty much wrapped up. So congratulations to him. And yeah, it's the race is on for second in the championship, then between Racing Sim and Chris. Wow, strap yourselves in. This could get good. So we're going to have a look down the grid then, and what I thought we'd do is, being as it's the last one, we'll have a bit of a grid walk. So just a last look at the cars before they start a new season. So out on pole position in his usual parking spot is Matty Cake. In second is Racing Sim 6. Now I don't think that's his usual livery, so obviously PD has stepped in and took his livery off, unless the paint shop guys have gone on strike, who knows. In third then is Chris, so they sit on the grid as they sit in the league table. Fourth on the grid is Carlsberg. Now that I definitely know is not his usual livery. His usual livery is absolutely fantastic, but for this race we'll just have to put up with the usual Genesis sort of bronze and black stripy thing. In fifth position is Corky. That is his usual livery, I'm pretty sure it is. In sixth position, wow, we're not going to miss you, are we? It's Scorpio Ivan. Now, I've not seen Scorpio Ivan. I don't think I have, and I'd remember that. So welcome to him. Like I say, not sure who he is or where he's from. Well, I know where he's from. I think he's from Turkey, and correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, wow, you're going to see that coming up in your rear mirror, aren't you? So that's Scorpio in sixth. Seventh is Apex Wolf, another familiar face, another familiar driver on the track. Eighth is the Froxy Dev. Now, I think I've asked this before. I would love to know how you come up with that name. It is a fantastic name, the Froxy Dev, and I would love to know how you come up with that. That's eighth. Ninth is Johnny. Johnny is the Welsh Wizard, and again, I know that's not his. Well, I'm pretty sure that's not his usual livery. I think he's usually got two dragons at the front. So yeah, a bit of a glitch from PD, I think. But never mind. Hopefully, it'll be sorted out for races 2 and 3. And then 10th on the grid we have Gaz. And again, I don't think that's his usual livery. So yeah, PD definitely playing silly buggers this morning with us. So only some of the guys have got the livery on. So there we go. I've quickly ran down the grid. I'm completely puffed out now. So we'll come out of there. And yeah, we'll get this race started, shall we? And we'll have a chat about the track and stuff like that as we go along. But We just want to see some racing, and they are away. That was a long hold again. It's getting longer and longer, but away we go. And I've put my track back somewhere. There it is. So into the first corner then at Paddock Hill Bend. It's a right-hander downhill, and then immediately go uphill and into the hairpin, which is Druids at turn 2. A lot of hustle and bustle going on at the back between Scorpio and Chris. Carlsberg takes full advantage, almost slipping through there, but whoa, who's that's gone off? I think somebody's gone. Oh, it's Scorpio. Ivan has already gone off. Let's have a look, see what happened to him. Oh, it all got a bit touchy-feely, didn't it, between himself and Chris there, I think. Maybe there was something gone on before. Let's just have a quick look as Scorpio tries to go up the inside at Druids. Chris manages to keep it on track, and the pair of them are now side by side. And oh yeah, that was a bit of a touch there, and Scorpio goes off to find a decent picnic spot. But he is on his way back onto the track now. He gets back on. Froxy Dev, well, we've not even started yet, have we? And he's already gone. We've not even got to the turn 3 yet, and it's already full of incidents. What happened to Froxy Dev then from 7th? Oh, I think he's just got... No, Johnny helped him into the kitty litter. Bit of a door touch there. So poor old Froxy Dev onto the gravel, and that's why he's ended up down in 10th. Wow, what a start. Wow, have I still got that camera view on? So you just see Scorpio going off in the background as we follow Matacake up through Surtees, up the hill, and then on to Pilgrim's Drop. Now Matacake Racing Sim just trying to scamper away. They don't want to get involved in any of this hustle and bustle. Chris still in 3rd then after he's coming together with Scorpio. He's got Corky following him down. He's alongside Carlsberg. No, it's Carlsberg. What a great move from Carlsberg. As they came down Pilgrim's Drop onto Hawthorne, and Carlsberg got in front of Corky, so Corky down into 4th. Let's jump on board with Corky as he battles with Carlsberg to try and get P3 again as they come up through Sheen Curve, named after the famous motorbike list, whatever you call them. No, I'm not into bikes. Those of you who know me well will acknowledge. But I do know who Barry Sheen was. Anyway, enough of that. Around Clark Curve, these corners all named after pretty famous people really, and then we're on to Brabham Straight. So they're all motorsport related. Let's just have a look in the mirror. Oh, it's Chris. Now then, what's happened to Chris? I'm missing all sorts here, aren't I? Let's go back. Let's just jump out of the car with Corky and find out what happened to Chris. No, it was a long way back. So we'll carry on. Apologies for that if I missed it. So Chris down to 5th then, as we were following, as we were sat there admiring Corky's driving skills. It all kicked off, and we missed the one with Chris. So Chris down in 5th. He's got Gaz all over the back of him, really pushing him along as they head up towards Druids for the 2nd time. This is such a tight technical track, and Corky going very deep there on the exit of Druids. So it's all going to be happening again mid-pack. Chris in 5th then, so let's just have a look, see what's happening, shall we? Matacake doing his usual thing, and oops, I'm wandering off by himself. Sorry, I dropped the controller then. Racing Sim, he's sitting there in 2nd. He's okay at the minute. He's not battling away. He can see Carlsberg in his mirrors, but it's not a threat at the minute. Carlsberg, well, he's looking comfortable actually. Last few races I thought Carlsberg has just seemed to get better and better and better, and he's up there now. Now I didn't see him before, or unfortunately picked up half a second. I didn't see him in previous races, so I don't know whether he just had a bit of a glitch the first couple of races I saw, but he's certainly getting better. So Carlsberg up to 3rd, Corky in 4th. I mean, I'm picking on Carlsberg. They're all great races actually. Some fantastic battles, and I wouldn't like to be involved in some of them. Gets all very touchy-feely in these races in the WTCC Championship, and we as the crowd love to see it as Gaz tries to chase Corky down through Paddock Hill Bend. up the hill, under the bridge, hard on the brakes into Druids. This hairpin, get your foot down on the noisy pedal as early as you can so you can go down the Cooper Straight and then up towards Surtees. Chris in 6th, he seems to be going backwards at the minute. Remember, he started 3rd on the grid. So Chris not really enjoying this track at the minute. Scorpio Ivan in 7th, he's recovered after his coming together on the first couple of bends with Chris, and he's got himself back up to 7th. As I say, I've not seen Scorpio Ivan, so I don't know much about him. Can't really say a lot. As he makes a move on Chris as they're just going through Sterling's. Ooh, bit of a touch there. Maybe that was a bit of a bumper kiss just to let Chris know he's there. So around Sterling's onto Clearways. You'll have to excuse me if I sound a bit gravelly this morning. I'm very snuffly actually. Into Clark Curve at turn 9, and then we're back onto the Brabham Straight, heading towards the start-finish line. Oh, as Chris comes, oh wow, now we are definitely going to go back and have a look at that. That was maybe a coming together between the two of them. I'm going to go and follow Scorpio Ivan. Well, I don't know, I don't want to call that one. That's one for the stewards to have a look at, I think. I'm not quite sure what was going on there and who was doing what to who, but it all got a bit up close and personal, didn't it, between Scorpio and Chris. But it was Chris that came off worse, having spun out, and well, he's now 10th on the grid. We've only had 5 minutes of racing and it's already been full of incidents. Again, Matty Cake missing out on all the fun, but I'm sure he won't mind. With the championship won, maybe Matty Cake ought to slow down, get himself in the middle of the pack and see what it's really like in there. He very rarely sees some close battles, so yeah, he's won the championship. Slow down, Matty Cake, get involved, have a bit of a, you know, get your elbows out with the rest of the guys. You're missing out on all the fun. Racing Sim still sitting in 2nd. He's looking comfortable, and Colesberg is getting closer. So maybe Racing Sim's just sort of slowing down a bit. He fancies his chances in the battle zone. But yeah, Colesberg definitely seems to be catching up with Racing Sim after about 6 minutes of racing. Pity about the livery on some of these cars. Racing Sim, I'm pretty sure his car is usually blue. Gaz in 4th. Now who's he alongside? He's alongside Corky, so Gaz and Corky both going into Clark Curve side by side. Oh, and poor old Corky, he just couldn't get the car slowed down enough before he got to the apex of Clark Curve, and he just ended up out there, yeah, in the kitty litter, and well, stones and bits being thrown all over the place. That's unlucky for Corky. Apex goes through, Scorpio goes through. Not really seen much of Apex in this race, have we? Excuse me. Been doing a little bit of research. Apparently Apex Wolf, he's a bit of a property guru. He owns and sells properties, so well, that just says he's super rich to me. Graphic designer as well. Well done to him. Likes the gym and eating. One contradicts the other there, doesn't it? Aren't you supposed to not eat if you go to the gym? Or is it just rice and chicken or something? Or are you just a casual gym guy, or are you a full-on bodybuilder? We don't know that. Maybe I ought to be a bit more careful what I say, because if he is a full-on bodybuilder, he could end up getting a visit, wouldn't I? But Apex battling away to stay in front of Corky. He's on the chase after Scorpio Ivan. The Froxy Dev down in 8th. Johnny is 9th. And Chris all the way down in 10th. Now I'm just looking at the fastest lap. and we've got Matty Cake on a 130.1. So we'll have a look and as a comparison, see what everybody else is doing. Racing Sim, he's doing a 131s. So he's about 8/10 off of Matty Cake's fastest lap. So he's pretty much on the pace really. Colesberg as well, same thing. Well, his fastest is a 130.6, so he's in and around that kind of pace as well. So that's going to be a good race to the finish between Colesberg and Racing Sim. Gaz, again, he's in the 130s. His last lap was a 130, so he's picked the pace up. Scorpio Ivan, again, a 130. Well, he's actually just took the fastest lap, 130.0, so well done to him. Apex, he's in the 31s, but look at that for consistency. That is a fantastic few laps of consistency. Look, the last 4 all in the 31s, and I keep being told that consistency is the key when you're racing. It's all right you having a fast lap, but if the rest of them are all 3-4 seconds off of that, you're not going to win it. But consistency is the key, and look at that from Apex Wolf, so well done to him. The Froxy Dev, he's in the 30s, 31s. Corky, his last lap was a 31. Oh, he did have a 37 in on lap 4, but I think that was when he came off. Johnny, struggling on this track actually. His fastest is a 33.6, so yeah, struggling. Not everybody enjoys every track, unfortunately, and maybe this just isn't Johnny's. And Chris, his fastest was a 32.3, so again, a little off the pace for Chris. Again, we ought to have we'll have a look at the tyres as well now. Matty Cake on the medium tyres, and if he's putting this kind of performance in on medium tyres, well, what's it going to be like when he's on the softs? But he's doing his usual thing out there on his own, waving to the crowd, championship in the bag, not a care in the world. I'd love to know what tunes he's listening to while he's driving around, because he's certainly not worrying about anything else, is he? Racing Sim, on the other hand, still sitting in second, where he's been for all of the race so far, but he's got Colesberg on his tail, and Gaz as well. Let's jump on board with Gaz as we try and chase Colesberg. Gaz has really got onto the back of Colesberg. So, excuse me. So, Colesberg and Gaz chasing Racing Sim down now. Racing Sim won't mind these two having a bit of a battle, because it will allow him to just pull it ahead just a little bit. Oh, well, Gaz has picked up half a second. That's not going to help his cause, is it? We're just going through the penalty zone, but I think he's going to have to carry that for another lap. So that might play into his hands, because if he can get in front of Colesberg when he serves that penalty, he's not really going to lose out, is he? So that'll be his plan, get by Colesberg before we have to serve that penalty. If we just look behind us, we can see Scorpio Ivan in the distance. He is gaining as we go around Paddock Hill. We'll stay with Gaz, shall we, for just a few corners, just to get a driver's eye view. Oh, as Gaz has a look up the inside of Colesberg. Now, has he got that move done? They must be side by side. Gaz is still in third, Racing Sim in second. Colesberg's still there, and Gaz has moved up into third. Where's Colesberg? We can't see him. We're going to have to get out of the car. I think he is still side by side. Oh, and Racing Sim. Was that a mistake from Racing Sim? Because these two are catching right up as they go side by side. Gaz just getting his nose in front in the Sirocco as they chase down Pilgrim's Drop towards Hawthorns, into Hawthorn Bend. Excuse me. Gaz still carrying that penalty, but the plan so far is working. Gaz wanted to get in front of Colesberg before he serves that penalty, so the damage isn't. Oh, we do not want to be picking too much gravel up. The bar is starting to fill up. We're just going to stay with Gaz and Colesberg. Gaz wants to serve this penalty and stay in P3, but I've got a feeling Colesberg is just going to carry too much momentum. He is right up the chuff of Gav, so he is going to take that place away from him, surely. Is he? Yes, he is. Gaz has he's having to go the long way. Oh no! Colesberg has gone off. Colesberg has gone off as Gaz served his penalty. Colesberg saw the opportunity, and as they went round Clark Curve, well, maybe there was a bit of a touch there, I don't know, but poor old Colesberg off onto the gravel. and he's gone from challenging for P3 down into P6, and may even struggle to hold on to that now as the Froxy Dev comes by. Well, that's unlucky for Carlsberg, but that's how these races go. So if we go back up to Gaz now sitting in P3, he's chasing Racing Sim down still in second, but look, Scorpio Ivan is on the chase and he's after Gaz in that BMW. Now I'm absolutely convinced Gaz knows he's there because, well, if you can't see that, then should you really be driving? Your eyesight's bad, isn't it? So Gaz down Pilgrim's Drop towards Hawthorns, still after Racing Sim. Scorpio, he fancies a podium spot. This race really hotted up now as we move into the last minute and a half of race one. Very quickly go down the grid. Apex is in 5th, Froxy Dev is 6th, Carlsberg into 7th, Corky is 8th, Chris is 9th, and Johnny down in 10th. Matty Cake, however, as he goes across the start finish line, he's going to start another lap. Let's have a look at the time. We have about 1 minute 20, so this could be the final lap for Matty Cake, well, for everybody really. Racing Sim, well, he's really got some defending to do now. Gaz is properly up the smelly end of that Subaru of Racing Sims, and Gaz now puts the challenge in as they go around Paddock Hill up towards Druids. Scorpio looking for a gap, although with those two cars in front of him it is a bit of a rolling roadblock. It looks like Gaz has got his nose in front, but Racing Sim on the inside manages to hold on to P2, but now Gaz is on the inside as they go through Graham Hill Bend. It is still Racing Sim and Gaz having a proper fight. Scorpio Ivan's in there as well. He's looking for a gap, but these two are just, as I say, forming a rolling roadblock, and there is just no way through for Scorpio. We're going to stay with these guys because this is where the battle is. Scorpio is going on the grass. He's managed to get by Gaz, so Scorpio now moves up into P3. Gaz into P4. Racing Sim struggling to hold on to P2 as Scorpio puts in a challenge now. Where's Scorpio gone? Oh, he's gone off as well. It is all happening in this last lap. Let's just see what's happened here. He puts the challenge. Oh, there was a bit of a touch there, I think, from maybe from Gaz. We'll just go back and have a look. We're on board with Gaz, and it's like, yeah, there was just maybe a little touch there. I don't know. Again, one for the stewards, I think. Well, Gaz is slowing down. He's took responsibility for that, and well done to him. He's gave his place up. So well done to Gaz. He's took responsibility, as you do. Wow, it's all kicking off. Let's go back up and have a bit of calmness, shall we, as we follow Matty Cake around the final turn at Clark Curve. He's looking at the checkered flag across the line. Oh no, is it a 20-minute? Oh, I'm getting all confused now. But Matty Cake is he's off on another lap, so maybe it's a 20-minute race. I don't know. I don't care. Let's keep going. Let's keep going for another hour. The racing is absolutely fantastic. Racing Sim away on his own now after all those shenanigans, and he's settled into P2 again. Apex Wolf, he's moved up into P3 from nowhere really. Apex Wolf finds himself up on the podium. The Froxy Dev in 4th. Carlsberg is in 5th, he's carrying a penalty. Scorpio Ivan in 6th. Gaz is 7th, so Scorpio, Gaz, they were battling, weren't they, with Racing Sim for P2. Now find themselves down in 6th and 7th. Corky is in 8th, Chris is 9th, and Johnny in 10th. Well, we've had 16 minutes of this race. I have no clue how long it is now. I thought it was 15, it might be 20. It could be an hour, but who knows? We don't care. Let's just keep going, guys, because the racing is getting really good. Although we are starting to spread out just a little bit, so let's see if we can find somebody who's having a bit of a fight, shall we? As Apex Wolf in 3rd. He's got Froxy Dev not that far behind him, and he says he is watching you. So Apex Wolf, you need to be careful. Carlsberg, well, he's just about to serve that penalty. He's got Scorpio Ivan just behind him, so let's just see if Carlsberg can hang on to P5 Or is Scorpio going to go by in the BMW? No, he's not. So Carlsberg doesn't lose a place. It just allows everybody else to get a little bit closer to him. So Carlsberg in fifth. He's got a bit of a fight on his hands now, as Gazzy's still chasing them down as well. He's currently sitting in seventh, but he can see the two guys in front of him. Oh, it goes very wide there again. I think Gazzy's really pushing hard now as we go into Druids for the 12th time. And Gazzy's desperate to catch up to these two guys and get up into P5. I think Gaz still fancies his chances on the podium, as does Carlsberg. Well, I'm sure they all do, to be honest, as Gaz has a look up the inside, a bit of a cheeky sneak up the inside of Carlsberg there as they went into Surtees. Excuse me, I've got a right frog at my throat this morning. Have a drink. Come on. So these three still fighting it out. We'll just drop down a little bit to see what's happening. Corky in eighth. Well, he's all on his own now, as is Chris and Johnny. So pretty lonely races for them. Matty Cake, well, he's been on his own all race, hasn't he? Racing Sim in second. He's looking comfortable again now. He's calmed down, had a bit of a breather, scare over with the other guys. Apex in P3. He'll be pleased with that, I'm sure. And then we've got Foxy Dev in fourth, trying to catch up to the back of Apex Wolf to try and take that P3 away from him. Scorpio in fifth, so everybody just calm down, having a little bit of breather. Maybe the calm before the storm, is it? We shall see. But yeah, currently P5 for Scorpio. Carlsberg in sixth, with Gaz still in seventh. So yeah, everybody calm down a little bit, and I think this is the closest we've got really to a battle at the minute, and that is Scorpio, Carlsberg and Gaz. So Gaz still pushing to get onto the back of Carlsberg as we come up through Surtees for the 13th time. You can see how excited the crowd are behind those fences. What with Apex Wolf in P3 at the minute. I'll keep saying, let me just have a look. I keep saying Gaz is in the Sirocco. Is it the Sirocco? Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, I'm sure. As Gaz goes a little bit deep as he goes into Sterling's around Clearways, and Gaz is now definitely getting closer to Carlsberg as they come into turn 9. They're going to be staring at the start finish line as they exit this. Now Gaz, I thought he'd have tried to pull in behind Carlsberg. Oh, the race has finished. Well, I'm going to go back then and see. So well, was that 20 minutes? I don't know. Was it? Maybe it was a 19-minute race, but I think it was Apex that finished first, wasn't it? You're trying to confuse me now, guys. There we go. It was Foxy Dev who finished fourth, so he was the first across the line. Then it was Scorpio Ivan in fifth. Carlsberg is sixth. Gaz, he's going to finish in seventh. Where is he? So he's already, sorry, Corky. Corky across the line in 8th, then Chris is going to come across the line in 9th. Oh, if he keeps on track, yes he does, just about hangs on to that one. So Chris will finish in 9th. Johnny across the line in 10th. Then we go back up to the race leader, led from the off. He's seen no other cars, he's been involved in no other battles. And Matty Cake making it look so easy. He's in first. Let's just have a look and see what's happening elsewhere. Racing Sim in second and Apex third, and I think that is pretty much how the podium's going to line up. And we're just going to follow Matty Cake through. He's just having a play with a steering wheel now, isn't he? Having a bit of fun. So Matty Cake crossed the line to take the win and the championship. So well done to Matty Cake. Racing Sim looks like he's going to finish in second, as long as he gets around Clark Curve okay, which I'm sure he will. Nice and easy, just roll it home across the line for Racing Sim in second, and Apex Wolf, fantastic podium finish for Apex. So that was race 1. Join me shortly for race 2. If you've enjoyed these races, then please hit the like button. If you haven't already subscribed, if you could do so, that will help me out. And yeah, look forward to catching you for race 2.